Hi guys, I'm sorry that it has been so long since I have filmed a video for my drama school journey, but it's finally here, and this episode of my drama school journey is actually going to be a review of the CERT course at East 15 Southend campus. So if you guys watched my last drama school journey video, you will know that at the end of that video, I revealed that I successfully got accepted onto the CERT HE Theatre Arts course at East 15 Southend campus. And I was so excited about that, and it has been 2 years almost since that video. I was supposed to film this video last August, and then I didn't. So I'm doing it now, and I hope you guys like this video. I'm just going to go over all of the whole basics of the course, everything that you do, just in case you guys get accepted onto the course, or you decide you might want to apply for the course. I might try and help you out. At the end of this video, I will also be revealing whether or not I got onto a BA. Ooh, did I do it? Did I succeed? You'll find out. So, I think the first question I should really answer is, what is a CERT HE Theatre Arts course? And I'm going to tell you. So, a CERT course is basically a foundation course. It's just a fancy word for saying that I got accepted onto a foundation course. And what is a foundation course? It's a one-year course, a one-year drama school course designed to help you get on to a BA the following year, or the year after that, or whenever you decide you would like to do a BA. And on this course, you do a ton of stuff designed to help you get onto a BA course. And I'm going to go through all of that stuff now. We're going to start off at the very beginning with term 1. So term 1 at East 15 on the CERT HE Theatre Arts course, I completed a ton of lessons. These are said lessons. We have project, theatre practice, taster sessions, skills, and finally audition technique. So starting from the top, what is project? Project is essentially your acting lessons, but they are mostly devised. You will spend your first term doing completely devised work. And so the first project that we devised on this course was life stories. I'm holding a pen, I'm sorry, it calms me down. And so the way life stories had worked was everyone in the class would pitch a story that had happened in their life, and then after some intense discussion, we would then decide which story do we bring to life. And you would get split into these little groups and then create said story. The story that my group went with was a really deep tale about loss and death in family, and sort of losing faith in oneself and also one's religion. It was quite a stressful process because I was playing the father in the piece, and he was, I suppose, sort of the main character, and he was very, very depressed. He was struggling with lots of inner turmoil, and having to play that every day did take quite a toll on my head, but I was very proud of what we were able to achieve, and in the end I think my group had one of the best pieces. I forgot to mention that I believe our project classes took place all day Monday, all day Wednesday, and the first half of the day on Friday. So that's 9 to 6, 9 to 6, and then 9 to 1. The second devised piece that we created during our project classes was all about fairy tales, and now this one was so much fun. This one was insane. You just did tons of research for days on end about tons of different obscure fairy tales. Someone in our class did a piece about cannibalism, which was pretty mad. Another group in our class did like a really dark and twisted Pinocchio, which was awesome. It was like a very physical theatre style piece. And my group, we did Hansel and Gretel. It was fun. Who did I play in Hansel and Gretel? I played the father, again. And same as the Life Story project, this would happen on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and this would take place over about a 6-week-ish period. However, when it actually came to performing our fairy tale pieces, something dark and mysterious happened. Everyone got COVID, and so we had to shut early, we had to go home for Christmas, and we couldn't show our fairy tale projects until the beginning of next term, and so that was a little bit annoying. But when we finally did show our fairy tale project, it went very well. Quick little recap on what you do project term 1, life stories and fairy tales. Now, what else did we do during term 1? I'm going to tell you. We did a thing called theatre practice. Like I said, every Friday morning you would have project, but what did we do in the afternoon? We did theatre practice. And our theatre practice was basically just a chance for you to let your mind roam free, to create and devise anything you wanted. Any idea, any piece of theatre, song, anything you could make. And then after about a month and a half, this would then culminate into everybody doing a sort of, not showcase, but cabaret of all the different things people had created. Me and my best mate did this tapping duet based on the music from La La Land and sort of a Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin vibe. I formed a boy band.
I know you've never loved the crinkles by your eyes, a smile you've never loved, your stomach goes.
And I also did a bit of a dance.
Heart beats fast, colors and promises.
I'd never danced before, so that was quite fun. Theatre practice was probably my favourite lesson in the entirety of CERT, because it really just allowed you to explore whatever ideas you had and try to get something up on its feet and to just see how far your creative mind can really go. And those lessons have really stuck with me even now, a whole year and a bit later, because me and my mate have actually decided that at some point we want to take this tapping duet on tour. And neither of us are actually tap dancers, so it's gonna be tricky when it happens, but we're gonna make it happen. Tapping 2 on tour. Moving on, what else did we do term 1? We also did taster sessions. Now, one of East 15's most famous selling points is the fact that it doesn't just do BA acting courses. It also does acting and stage combat, acting and physical theatre, acting and community theatre, acting and contemporary theatre. Like I said, there's the CERT course, there's world performance. So during these taster sessions, we would be taught by the people who run those other courses, giving us a taster into what those courses are like. And so our taster sessions in term 1 were physical theatre and community theatre. I am useless at physical theatre. It's not something I'm good at, it's not something I like doing. That lesson was very, very hard for me, but I did my best. I'm just gonna give you guys a spoiler warning for later on. I am not on a physical theatre course, because that would be insane if I was. I can't do that. My best mate is though, the tapping guy. Yeah, he's on acting and physical theatre, so there you go. And in terms of the community theatre taster sessions, I wasn't a fan of those either. As far as it goes for everyone else, they loved the physical theatre taster sessions. They loved the community theatre taster sessions. That just isn't the sort of stuff that I personally enjoy doing, but I'm sure you guys will love it. Those courses are completely incredible. For example, a recent graduate of the physical theatre course just won an Olivier Award for The Life of Pi. And the graduates on the community theatre course have the highest rate of employment on any other acting course here at East 15. So I think that tells you guys something. There isn't a whole lot I can say about physical theatre and community theatre, but if you guys are interested into looking some more into that, visit the East 15 website and there is tons of stuff on there. I'm sure if you also typed in on YouTube acting and physical theatre or acting and community theatre East 15, that you're going to find tons of stuff there. So really give that a shot if that is the sort of stuff that you're looking forward to doing. We are now talking about skills lessons. Skills lessons would take place every Tuesday and they would consist of singing, voice, movement, and audition technique. These lessons are pretty much exactly what they sound like. Singing, you do a ton of singing. Voice, you learn how to maneuver your voice. Movement, we pretty much did yoga for 2 hours every day. And then audition technique, you learn how to audition properly to get you into a BA the following year. During our singing classes in term 1, we learned how to sing Christmas songs, because it's like the lead up to Christmas. And we learned how to sing this song called Gaudete. If I can find a little clip of us singing that song, then I will play it now.
Gaudete, gaudete, Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgin Dei, gaudete.
In that class, I found out that apparently I'm a baritone, which I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm a baritone, so that was cool. We all learned how to harmonise with each other, which was cool, and we also did some solo singing sessions. For my solo, I ended up doing Evermore from Beauty and the Beast. I can't remember what we did in voice. Oh, we did monologues. Not much to go into detail about there, other than the fact that you weren't really, I suppose, performing the monologue, but you were using your voice to really sell that monologue. I don't really know if any of that makes sense, but take the course. It all makes sense then. Like I said, for movement, we pretty much just did yoga for those lessons, which if I'm being honest, I'm not very good at yoga anyway, so I was in a lot of pain for those lessons. But I guess it maybe did make me a tiny bit more flexible, and we learned how to do sun salutations and moon salutations. The music that our teacher played was well cool though, I really liked that. And finally, audition technique, my favourite skills lesson. For audition technique, we would basically just take it in turns, going up in front of the class and doing our monologues. And then we'd get feedback, we'd get notes, we'd do the monologues in different ways. and it would be a great way for you to practice and rehearse how you were going to do your monologues for your actual auditions and what little pointers could be given to help you. In terms of what monologues I ended up choosing to do for my auditions that year, I chose to do Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing and Ariel from The Pillow Man by Martin McDonagh. Also, just for reference, the two main teachers that you will have on CERT are Adrian and Martin. It used to be Biddy, but she has recently left, 2 weeks ago in fact. So that's sad. I'm gonna miss her because she was great. So that pretty much brings us to the end of term 1 of the CERT course at East 15. That was everything we did, but it's not over yet. Oh, no. We're moving on to term 2 now. Buckle up. Now for project in term 2, we actually didn't do any devising. Instead, we did Shakespeare. We did this hefty boy here, William Shaky P. Our Shakespeare lessons involved analysing the text, analysing character, looking at themes in Shakespeare, and also looking at how to understand the language, because the language can be, on first glance, a little bit difficult to understand. But as you go deeper and deeper into it, you understand just where this dude was coming from and how marvellous and actually wonderful this language is. I adore Shakespeare. My favourite Shakespeare play is Hamlet. And speaking of Hamlet, what play did my group do? We did Hamlet. Each group did a different Shakespearean play. For example, my group did Hamlet and Macbeth, another group did A Winter's Tale, another group did Twelfth Night, and another group did whatever the play with Caliban is. The Tempest. It might be that one. Getting to watch all of these different Shakespeare plays was honestly such an honour, and so much fun as well. Watching people find themselves and come into their own in the Shakespearean language was insane, and seeing how different people interpreted text was also so cool. During the process, I had this little headcanon that Hamlet and Bruce Wayne / Batman are sort of the same person, and my teacher very much disagreed with that, but to this day I sort of do stand by it a bit. Like, you watch The Batman by Matt Reeves and tell me that Robert Pattinson in that film does not give Hamlet vibes, because he does. He does give Hamlet vibes, especially with the hair. And I do sort of wish I could go back and do it again, because there are some things I'd like to do better. We're now back to our taster sessions. And what taster sessions did we do during our second term? I'll tell you what we did. We did stage combat and world performance. You could probably guess what our stage combat classes were like. What did we learn to do? We learned to do stage combat with the head of the combat course, Gordon Kemp, an insane stage combatant. These sessions pretty much only focused on unarmed combat, or as some other people might call it, hand-to-hand combat. But that didn't mean they weren't fun. You learned how to throw punches, strangle, kick, do headlocks, hair pulling, and these would then all come together to create a phrase of choreography, which might look really good if you put some work into it. Just a quick heads up, if you actually want to get onto any of these courses, like physical theatre, stage combat, world performance, or community theatre, make sure that in those taster sessions you're actually putting in lots of effort, because while they're not auditioning you in those classes, they are looking at people to see who they would potentially like to have on their course. So make sure you put in the effort. The other taster session we did that term was world performance. And you might be wondering, but what is world performance? And if I'm being honest, I can't really tell you. If I had to put it in a really simple way, I guess it would just be different forms of art and theatre and performing from all over the world. For example, the actors on the course might do African dance, they might learn how to play the drums, they also do acting lessons, just all different forms of performance from all over the world, hence the name World Performance. So these taster sessions would really consist of tons of dancing, which was so much fun. Like, you do little dance solos in front of the class, which was awesome. You'd tell little stories to people, and you would also do this thing called Theatre Playground, which I'm not going to get started on, because if you guys end up going on to CERT or doing Theatre Playground somewhere else, you will want it to be a surprise. All I can say about Theatre Playground is that it is euphoric, intense, beautiful, and maybe the greatest thing I did on the CERT course last year. Oh, bugger. I didn't say the names of the teachers who do all of those courses. The guy who runs physical theatre is called Simon. The woman who runs community theatre is called Ainsley. Like I said, Gordon runs stage combat, and Ramiro runs world performance. We're now back to theatre practice, and theatre practice is pretty much the exact same as it was last term. The skills are also exactly the same as last term, except this time in singing, we were doing big musical numbers from musicals. In voice, we did poems. In movement, we continued to do yoga. And audition technique, we continued to do audition technique. And that brings us to the end of term 2. Pretty much the exact same layout as term 1, except instead of doing devising for project, we were doing Shakespeare, and for our taster sessions, we did combat and world performance instead of physical theatre and community theatre. I've got like a little checklist of everything that I'm trying to cover. Oh, what does that say? The Cabaret. Now, what the hell's the Cabaret? I'm gonna tell you. At the end of your 3rd term on the CERT HE Theatre Arts course, you will do a cabaret. In the Clifftown Theatre, everyone will come together to create this devised show full of original ideas, scenes from plays, music, songs, laughter, life. It will break your heart. My good friend Faye from CERT summed up the cabaret as being theatre practice with a budget. And that's pretty much what it is. Exploring theatre in all of its forms, 3 whole times. 4 if you count the dress run for other East 15 students. Our cabaret was called Planet Earth, Possible Futures, which is pretty much exactly what the title is. It's looking at potential futures for planet Earth. The ways it could go south, the ways it could go north, and how we all have to come together as a society to save the world. This then culminates with everybody in the year group coming together at the end to sing a song together. What song did we sing?
To my own devices, many days.
By this point, you no longer have taster sessions. You no longer have audition technique unless you specifically ask a teacher that you want it, because by this point most of the auditions are done. And while you still do have your skills lessons, they're mainly to help assist you with your cabaret at the end of the term. So if you're singing a song in the cabaret, then you might work with the singing teacher to practice your song. I loved our cabaret so bloody much. Me and my mate brought back the tapping too. And I also did a little bit of rapping.
I jump in my mind, that's something to rhyme, I'm jumping. Jump when they tell us that they want to see jumping. Fuck that, I want to see some fist pumping.
And that's only a little smidge of the stuff that I got up to. Oh boy. And then once you finish your final cabaret show, that is it. The CERT HE Theatre Arts course is over. You completed it. I hope this video has been somewhat beneficial. I haven't been able to cover every single point that I have ever had, but I would highly recommend it. I feel that if you are not ready for a straight BA course yet, then this course here, this CERT course, is probably the greatest foundation course in the whole country, maybe even the world. I mean, there's a reason why East 15 is the #1 drama school in the country at the minute. And it's for courses like this. They allow you to find yourself, enable creativity, and to really give you that leg up on other people applying for drama schools. And so if you are considering taking this course, or you're considering applying for this course, definitely do, because I think it is completely worth it and you will not regret it. Now obviously throughout that whole year I was auditioning for BA courses for the following year. And I guess the question is, how did I do? I got a couple recalls, specifically for acting and musical theatre at Royal Central, BA acting at Italia Conti, and acting and stage combat at East 15. Ooh. But the real question is, did I get accepted anywhere? And the answer is yes, I got accepted onto acting and stage combat at East 15. I'm about to go into my 3rd term, and if you guys are wondering what happens on that course, well, just wait a few months, because I'm going to be making another video just like this. And this time, I'm not going to be a whole year late in making it. I'm actually going to get it out on time this time. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's been a long time since I've made any sort of video, but I'm planning on changing that. I want to sort of spruce things up a bit. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share. Like I said last year, do people share videos? I have no clue, but please do. Please give it a go. I am Lewis Turner, and I will see you next time. I'm not going to dab anymore, because my girlfriend said it's weird.